Hello and welcome to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball in the San Diego section. Live from Sweetwater High School in San Diego, California, I'm Brian Vilvin with John Henry Winter-Nolte on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. This afternoon's matchup features the visiting Chula Vista Spartans against the host Sweetwater Red Devils. Chula Vista comes into today's game with an overall record of 10-8, while the home team, Sweetwater, is 6-13. And John Henry, we got a couple of teams coming in here. They've played once this season, and although Chula Vista has a better record on the overall season, Sweetwater took that game 3-0. Now at Sweetwater, Chula Vista's got a little chance for redemption.
Yeah, a little bit of a grudge match, especially when you get beat 3-0, where we really can't get anything going. But in the game of volleyball, all you need is a little bit of a run to carry you throughout and get 3 games to win.
Well, John Henry, when we look at this matchup, over on the Sweetwater side, Kimberly Gutierrez, one of their captains, is injured. What kind of blow is that going to give to this Sweetwater team coming into the matchup?
It's definitely a confidence blow, but you're asking, maybe a younger player or someone who's not your go-to person to come in, fill some big shoes, and make some plays. I mean, you lose a part of your team, but at the same time you're gaining a part. Gutierrez is still going to be on the bench. She's a part of the team. She's still considered a captain and a leader for this team. And I don't think it's going to affect this team too much. They've seems like they're kind of excited for this one.
Well, on the Chula Vista side, we've got a lot of experience, all juniors and seniors on the team, and they really come together as a team. You were talking about that. Even in warm-ups, you could see how close this Chula Vista team is.
Yeah, Coach Factuar emphasized this team having fun and playing their game. And like you said in their warm-up, it was almost like a duck-duck-goose sort of game where they're kind of chasing each other around. Everybody's having a good time, keeping loose, and that's what it takes to win a match like volleyball, because it is so mental.
Well, folks, the teams are out on the floor. We've got the starters for both sides out there. Both teams getting their little cheer in, and the officials awaiting the lineups here so they can go out and check, make sure everybody's in their correct spot. We're getting close to South Bay League action beginning live from Sweetwater High School, where the Red Devils are hosting the Chula Vista Spartans. It's the second matchup between these two teams on the season, and we're looking forward to a fun one. Chula Vista in the blue uniforms with white numbering and white trim. The Sweetwater Red Devils in the maroon uniforms with gray numbers and white trim. Chula Vista going right to left, and the Spartans will serve to begin this match. Entering the game, the libero, Maria Ortiz, a junior in the libero spot for the Spartans. The libero on the opposite side for the Sweetwater Red Devils is Edna Gudino, one of the senior captains on this team. She's going to have to make some plays with Kimberly Gutierrez on the sideline.
And Coach Hernandez said to really keep an eye on Gudino, switching from her usual position, starting libero tonight. And she said she's confident, she's ready to go, but definitely not her ideal position, not what she's been playing all year. But like you said, she's got to carry that weight. She's the other captain as we're ready to go here.
Well, Jasmine Martinez will get us underway, the left-hander serving for the Spartans. And immediately we see Gudino get in there, set the ball to the outside, and the attack attempt on the outside goes just long. Nayeli Sanchez with the swing for the Red Devils. It goes long, and Chula Vista leads it 1-0.
Getting an early substitution here.
Quickly into the game, Brenda Ochoa replacing Andrea Corte for the Red Devils. And now we're coming in for the libero, replacing Gudina, is Ochoa. Over in one, Leticia Arenda. And now the Spartans will do the same. 50-50 ball at the net, and it's going to be won by the Red Devils, but the Spartans keep it alive. Free ball over to Sweetwater, and the free ball goes out of bounds. So the Spartans trying to get the ball back toward that back line, goes just a little bit long, and we're even at a point apiece. Chloe Yepes will serve for the Sweetwater Red Devils. Nice pass by Ortiz. He's set outside, and a big swing on the outside. Cheyenne Long, and she's got her first kill of the game. The Spartans side out.
And Brian, you can tell kind of both teams a little on nerve, a little on edge, not being able to settle in with that bump set spike quite yet.
Aaliyah Ortiz will serve for Chula Vista. The set goes to the middle. Big block in the middle. Nicely done by Carly McCoy. And the junior co-captain for this Chula Vista team getting the first block of the match. Yepes sets the back row. Big swing from the libero in the back row. That was Gudino. Kept alive by the Spartans, and now Sweetwater will have another go at it. They set outside to Sanchez. And the other libero, Ortiz, getting into the mix for Chula Vista. Big set to the middle, and the swing goes just long. That was Alexia Herrera and John Henry. Herrera's last attack attempt was blocked up at the net by McCoy. Maybe that was something she was thinking about on that attempt.
Maybe a little bit mental block there where she's maybe held something back and couldn't quite get on top of it.
Yepes sets outside, and the swing into the net. On the outside, the attempt by Sanchez. And Chula Vista has a nice little 5-1 lead here in game one. Aaliyah Ortiz will continue to serve for the Spartans. And that serve goes just long. Nice job of letting that one float out of bounds by Andrea Corte. And the Red Devils get a much-needed side out. They trail by 3.
It's so tough. You see it so many times in these games where the serve is hit right out of bounds, and there's really no pressure, no reason to make that mistake.
And the serve by Gudino goes into the net. It'll be another side out for the Spartans.
I think both of those last two serves, those girls would like to have those back.
McCoy serving for the Spartans. The Yepes set goes outside, and the swing attack attempt goes long for the Red Devils. Ashley Carrillo with that attack attempt. Wearing number 9 for the Red Devils. Big swing on the outside. Alexis Arredondo putting it away for the Spartans. That was a pretty massive swing there, John Henry.
And she wasn't right on top of the net either. Like you said, kind of from the mid-range here, taking a big shot on a big swing, and it's paying off for her.
McCoy will continue to serve, and the Spartans have their largest lead of the match so far, 8-2 early on here in game one. Overpass to the Spartans. A little bit of confusion at the net, and they'll give a free ball back to Sweetwater. Back row set for Gudino, kept alive by Chula Vista. Once again in the back row, it's the libero Gudino, and McCoy makes the dig. Nice job by the middle blocker making plays on D. And you see that Sweetwater wants to keep going to Edna Gudina. They can only set her when she's in the back row. She hits that one into the net, and the Spartans have a 9-2 lead. Coach Eric Hernandez wants a timeout. His Sweetwater Red Devils trail by 7 here in game one on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your team to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte coming to you live from Sweetwater High School, where the Chula Vista Spartans are looking to avenge an earlier season defeat at the hands of Sweetwater. And right now the Spartans look like they can do no wrong.
Looking really strong, and you can tell that kind of fun mindset that Coach Factuar wanted them to have is really settling in here.
Right side set, and it looked like Nayeli Sanchez was not prepared for that set to come her way, and that's something that happens. Gudino had been set about 4 or 5 times in a row. Looked like Sanchez that time was kind of expecting the ball to go back to Gudino.
Right.
The set came her way, and she wasn't ready. Service ace by Carly McCoy. McCoy has been at the service line during this entire rally. She started serving at 6-2. It's now 11-2, 5 straight points by the junior middle blocker and captain of this Spartans team. Set to the middle, big swing, big block in the middle. Nicely done by Corte. Excuse me, that was Herrera with the block in the middle. Now Godino will swing from the back row, and she hits it long. So it's tough when the go-to attacker's coming out of the back row, John Henry, and she is not going to be able to swing, stays in the back row the entire time. She can attack the entire game, but if you don't get a front row attack out of her, it's going to be a real challenge for the Red Devils.
Right, and they got to work on spreading out the attack as well and moving it to those girls at the front of the net.
McCoy keeping it alive nicely. Free ball back over to the Red Devils. They'll set the back row again, Godino. Again dug by McCoy. Outside, big swing, Alexis Arredondo, kept alive by Godino. She'll have another cut at it, and again it's dug. But that dig is going to go just wide, and Edna Godino getting a side out for the Red Devils. They trail by 9 here in the early goings of game 1.
And as you said, early in this game 1, seems like the Red Devils are going straight to Godino almost every time, anytime they can. I really don't see that a lot at this level, usually looking for the spike from one of the forwards there in the front, but a little different for him here.
Service ace by Wakita Brown. Welcome to the game. Comes in there and gets an ace right off the bat.
The serving specialist, I think we can start calling her.
Serving it right into the seam where there was nobody ready for it for Chula Vista. Nicely done by Brown. She'll serve again. Nice float serve, no spin on it. Exactly what you're looking for out of the serve. 50-50 ball in the middle, swung on by Wolf Black, but it's kept alive by the Red Devils, who hit it out of bounds. Again, Godino from the back row.
And if you're Coach Hernandez, you got to ask Godino, you got to start making those plays. She's hit quite a few out of bounds, and if their game plan is to go to her and she's not getting them in bounds, then they're going to have some trouble this game.
The serve on the way from Cheyenne Long, and the set's going to go to the right side, tipped over by Sanchez, and now Arredondo will have a run at it. 50-50 ball at the net, and Anessa Wolfblack went right into the net, trying to make an aggressive play on the ball, and just got a little too over anxious there, went right into the net.
And that big smile on her face, she wants that one back. But again, these Chula Vista girls are having a blast out here, and it shows in the scoreboard.
Nice serve by Nayeli Sanchez, and it's going to earn a free ball for the Red Devils. The set's going to go back to Sanchez in the back row. Kept alive by the Spartans. Over in 2, Jasmine Martinez calling her own number, and Chula Vista will get a free ball. Yepes sets the middle. Big swing up there, but a block by Wolf Black. And now another 50-50 ball at the net, and another block by Wolf Black. Double contact in the middle, and the middle blockers, both Carly McCoy and Anessa Wolfblack, getting the job done for the Spartans.
And you see a couple 50-50 balls there, a couple kind of balls set into no man's land, and both teams got to do a better job of just being like right on, and that's going to be the difference in this game, is just a foot or two to the left or right or closer to the net.
Alexis Arredondo serves that one into the net. Anastasia Rodriguez now into the game, playing middle blocker for Sweetwater. And back to the service line is Ashley Carrillo, just a sophomore. And set to the middle, into the net goes Rodriguez. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because Anessa Wolfblack hammered that one home, and another point for the Spartans. They lead it 15-6 here in game 1. Wolfblack will come off the floor, and Mariah Ortiz will serve for the Spartans. Mariah Ortiz, just a junior, starting at libero, and gets another service ace. And the Spartans have a double-digit lead. John Henry, it's been all Chula Vista here in game 1.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Factuar put Ortiz in there to kind of finish this one out. They just need a few more points to get through this first game, and there's another one.
Right over the net. So tough to defend that serve just over the tape. 5 years ago, that would have been into the net and no good, as counted as a missed serve, but now the let serve off the top of the tape counts, and it's so tough to defend. Set goes back row, Godino, kept alive by Ortiz. Set middle, McCoy. McCoy takes a little something off. Carly McCoy getting it done in the front row, blocking, attacking, and at the service line. It's going to cause Sweetwater to call another timeout, their second timeout of Game 1. They trail by 12. It's been all Chula Vista in Game 1 on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information, as well as links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte bringing you the action between Chula Vista and Sweetwater. In Game 1, it's been all Spartans so far. They lead it 18-6. And John Henry, Chula Vista 7 points away from taking Game 1 with the tough serving Ortiz at the service line. The Red Devils, they need to get something going here for momentum going into Game 2.
Yeah, they need to sort out the mistakes, sort out some communication problems. Just a few too many unforced errors that are giving Chula Vista, 3-4 extra points, and that's a big difference, big momentum swinger, big confidence giving to the other team that they just haven't earned at this point in the game.
Free ball coming to the Spartans. Passed beautifully by Maria Ortiz. Back row attack and long from the get-go. Alexis Arredondo got a little too comfortable out there. Took a monster hack. Sent it about 10 feet long, but they're having a good laugh about that one.
Yeah, a little over anxious on that one. You can see her smiling. Teammates trying to pick her up, and that's what you need here. Get the team to rally around you when you make a mistake like that. Not a big deal. They're still in a good position here in this first game.
Gotta love the attitude from the Spartans. Serve on the way. Set to the middle, and that's Aaliyah Ortiz, and Ortiz with a kill right over the top. Side out for the Spartans. They're 5 points away from closing this one out. They have their largest lead of Game 1 at 13 points, 20-7, Chula Vista leading. The left-hander, Jasmine Martinez, who started the game off at the service line, is back there now, and Martinez with a dig. Got to keep that one alive. Carly McCoy tries to keep it off the ground, but Jasmine Martinez, great effort out there, laying out the senior setter and the floor leader out there for Chula Vista.
Gotta love the effort, even if that was kind of a mistake of miscommunication, she's giving her all out there, getting down on the floor.
Chloe Yepes serving for Sweetwater, the setter. She'll get a chance here to set the back row. And a little bit of miscommunication there. I think the attacker, Scarlett Lopez and Edna Godino, they didn't know who that was intended for. The ball kind of went up right in between the two. And if that's the case and you're Yepes, you've got to let one of the two of them know, hey, this ball's coming to you.
Right. I think Yepes at the time, she was looking for Godino, and Godino realized he was a little far away for her, but had to go after it anyway. Got stuck in the middle and didn't make it over the net.
Set outside. That's Arredondo. Kept alive. Free ball coming to the Spartans. Over and two goes Martinez. And we've got another free ball coming back for Chula Vista, and they misplay that one. Aaliyah Ortiz is going to want to have that one back as she had a free ball coming and just passed it right into the net.
And Sweetwater here is doing a decent job on defense, not giving up too many kills, making good decisions. But then when they turn the ball over to the offensive side, they're not setting their players up as best they can. It seems like that's kind of what's lacking at the moment.
Tough serve by Godino. We got a 50-50 ball at the net, and Carly McCoy is going to win that battle each time. She puts it down, and the Spartans get a side out after a very nice serve by Edna Godino.
And McCoy really asserting herself at the front of the net there, middle of the court. Give credit to her for more than a few points in this first game.
Well, last time she was at the line, they rattled off 6 straight, and this time she misses the first serve. So the Red Devils get out of McCoy's serve. And into serve for the Red Devils will be Wakita Brown. Rodriguez checks back into the game for Sweetwater. Brown, great serve. Passed nicely by McCoy. We're going to get a swing on the outside. That's Arredondo, kept alive by the Red Devils. This time it's going to go back to Arredondo, nicely kept alive. This time it's Godino with the kill, or the dig, excuse me. Now the set goes outside and into the net. Point for the Spartans. They're 2 away from closing out game 1, but a very nice rally on both sides there.
And Alexis Arredondo coming up to the front of the net, taking some big swings there for Chula Vista on that point.
And the official going to call for a replay here. Looked like Cheyenne Long might have served that ball a little bit early. Got to wait for the whistle to be blown before you can have a go at the serve. The down ref speaking to Coach Hernandez.
She's ready to finish this game off, I think.
She can sense a game 1 victory and wants to speed up the process. Cheyenne Long will serve this time, it counts. Set outside, free ball coming for the Spartans. They'll go to the middle. That's Wolf Black. Kept alive, Godino. Godino's going to swing from the back row. Nice dig by Ortiz. And the Spartans go back to the middle. Anessa Wolf Black. Wolf Black and Carly McCoy are having a really nice game. If Chula Vista can keep this middle attack up, they're going to be tough to beat.
Right. I mean, they're, like you said, just going right after the middle. And at that point, it kind of becomes a miscommunication between Sweetwater. Somebody's got to be able to step up and say, I'm going to get this ball when it comes to the middle. And everybody else has got to know it. There's a lot of times we're having nobody go to the ball, and a lot of times we have 2 or 3 people kind of staring at each other trying to go for the ball.
The Spartans have game 1 point, and Long serves it out of bounds, but they'll have game point again here. They lead it 24-11. And serving for the Red Devils, Scarlett Lopez, trying to get something going here. The Spartans will set the middle and have a little bit of miscommunication there, too. Another situation where they weren't really sure who that was going to. Arredondo and Wolf Black just kind of looked at each other, and the ball hit the floor, point Sweetwater.
Right, Martinez, one who set that. Got to do a better job of making sure everyone knows where that ball's going and who it's going to.
Lopez, another very good serve. Free ball coming to the Red Devils. And a big block in the middle, Wolf Black. The Spartans are going to have a swing for game 1. They go outside to Arredondo, kept alive by the Red Devils. Big swing in the back row, Godino, best rally of the match so far. Again, it's kept alive, and now we're going to have a swing in the middle by Rodriguez, Doug McCoy. Slide attempt by Wolf Black, and it's kept alive. Nice job, Anastasia Rodriguez, and it's still alive. By far the best rally of the game on either side. Nice dig by McCoy. She's got 2 really good digs in this rally. Set middle, Wolf Black, kept alive by the Red Devils. Rodriguez is going to give a free ball back to Chula Vista. 50-50 ball at the net. Another 50-50 ball. Chula Vista is going to have a swing at it. They go outside, and Arredondo hits it into the net. Point Sweetwater. They avoid
Oh, man.
game point the other way again. Best rally of the match by far.
Wow, Chula Vista looking for that point for the game, and Sweetwater saying, hey, we don't care if we're down by 11 points right now. We're not giving you this point if we don't have to. And that was, I didn't count how many hits there were, but by far the most exciting point of the match, and it goes to the Red Devils.
And back to the service line will be Scarlett Lopez when we come back. The rally took so long that after the rally was over, the Sweetwater players kind of looked around like, who's serving? I don't even remember. The play was so long ago. We had could have been 10 points in between that, and it was actually just one incredible rally. And it is Scarlett Lopez who will be serving for the Red Devils.
And Red Devils got to keep that mentality of 1 point at a time, 1 hit at a time, 1 set at a time, and kind of creep back into this.
Still game point for Chula Vista. Set outside, nicely done. Great dig by Godino to keep it alive. And now it's Arredondo. She swings. 50-50 ball at the net, and it's a point for Chula Vista. They get game 1, 25-13 over Sweetwater. The all-important game 1 in volleyball, and Chula Vista gets it on Sweetwater's home court.
Yeah, and Chula Vista doing a good job of keeping that pressure on. Even late into that, you could tell there was a little bit of nerves almost on the Chula Vista side after that rally. You know, wow, looks like the Spartans, looks like the Red Devils are doing something here and have a little bit of a roll, but Spartans doing a good job of taking that game.
Well, maybe something they can build on here in game 2. Game 1 goes to Chula Vista, 25-13 on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Thursday night volleyball action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from all across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte coming to you live from Sweetwater High School, where the Chula Vista Spartans really dominated game 1, but then towards the end, the game got a little more lively. Sweetwater went on a little bit of a run there, and then they won the biggest rally of the match so far. Is that something that the Red Devils can build on here as we enter game 2? The score tied 0-0?
Yeah, I think Coach Hernandez is really going to point out how good they played, how well they played during that long point. And you know, it wasn't like they went unscored or anything. They did a lot of things very well that first game. I'm sure he talked about that, and I'm sure they're going to come out with a little more confidence, mainly because of that big point they won, Brian.
Well, the Chula Vista Spartans are coming off a victory against Montgomery. The Sweetwater Red Devils in a little bit of a slump here. They've lost their last 3 matches 3-0, all Metro Conference matches, 1 at Montgomery and then 2 at home against Mar Vista and Southwest. The Chula Vista Spartans 2-3 in their last 3, with victories at Mar Vista and at home against Montgomery, and then a home loss to Castle Park. That one went to 5. So Chula Vista's been playing some good volleyball as of late. Sweetwater struggling with Kimberly Gutierrez, their captain, out with an injury, the go-to attacker for the Red Devils. But if you got a chance to respond, it's right here at the beginning of game 2.
Right, and I think their strategy last game, they kept setting the ball to Edna Gudino, the other captain, but it's tough when she's playing so far back, and the Spartans can they know that she's getting the ball, and they can set up for a little bit easier than if they were to spread the ball around, to the front, to the back, and get everyone involved a little bit more.
The Sweetwater Red Devils will serve to begin game 2. Sweetwater going right to left, and Chula Vista going left to right. Chula Vista in the blue jerseys with the white numbers and white trim. Sweetwater with the maroon jerseys, gray numbering, and white trim. The server will be the junior setter, Chloe Yepes. And the official just making sure we've got everybody lined up in the proper spot before we get started here in game 2.
And Chula Vista here, so much success in that first game, spreading the ball around. Carly McCoy, Alexis Arredondo, really doing a good job of setting that tone through the first game, and that's exactly what they want to do here is get out early.
Yepes serving. The Red Devils have a swing from the back row. That's Godino, dug by the opposite libero, Ortiz. And the attack attempt by Arredondo goes into the net. So Sweetwater's got their first lead of the match. Albeit 1-0 here in game 2, it's still a step in the right direction for the Red Devils.
And good job by Sweetwater forwards, Alexia Herrera and Leticia Arenda at the front there.
Set outside, and a mishit there by Leticia Urenda. Looked like that one just brushed off the tip of her fingertips. I've been there many times trying to swing at a volleyball. Big serve by Ortiz. Set goes to the middle, and again, Carly McCoy. It's going to be so tough for Sweetwater to get anything going in the middle with Carly McCoy and Anessa Wolfblack in the middle on the other side. Those girls are so good at the net.
On both the defensive and offensive sides there too, Brian.
Aaliyah Ortiz serves that one wide, and the Red Devils get a side out. It's tied up at 2. Godino will be the server for Sweetwater.
And Ashley Carrillo checking in for Sweetwater.
And Godino serves that one into the net. So if you're Sweetwater, you'd love to get a little run going on Godino's serve. And service errors can just come back to haunt you. It's going to be 6 rotations before she gets back to the service line, as McCoy serves for Chula Vista. Set to the back row, and into the net goes Godino. so tough when you have to attack from 20 feet beyond the net to get anything going as an offensive attacker. And Edna Godino having some problems right now. Carly McCoy serving, great pass by Godino, and they set her at the back line again. Free ball coming to the Spartans. They're going to go outside. Huge swing on the outside by Alexis Arredondo, the senior captain outside hitter. And again, Chula Vista out to an early lead. They lead it by 3 here in game 2.
And as much as we've talked about Wolf Black and McCoy on the Spartan side, Arredondo coming in with a big hit. She had a few big hits in that first game as well.
The serve goes long by McCoy. Anastasia Rodriguez back into the game for Sweetwater, as is Wakita Brown. Brown will be at the service line, trailing by 2. Another really good serve by Brown. 50-50 ball at the net. Rodriguez puts it back to the Spartan side. They're going to go to the middle. That's Wolf Black, and Wolf Black with the kill. Again, John Henry, we keep saying it. The middle blocker's doing a great job for the Spartans.
Yeah, and she didn't just swing away at that one as hard as she could. She really did a good job placing it on that far left corner, just out of the reach of everyone, really.
Chula Vista leading 6-3. Cheyenne Long serving. Nice pass by Brown. And a free ball from Carrillo. Set goes outside. Big swing by Arredondo, but kept alive nicely by Godino, who's going to get the set in the back row. Wolf Black puts it down. Anessa Wolf Black in the middle.
I don't know how many times we can say it, but she is just a force to be reckoned with at the net.
Anessa Wolf Black with a kill. That's been the rally cry here today as Cheyenne Long serves it into the net. Side out Red Devils. And this is a pivotal point in the match right here if you're Sweetwater. They can't get behind by any more. They've got Nayeli Sanchez at the service line. They've got to get a little run going here. And Sanchez serves it wide. Free point for Chula Vista, and the Spartans lead it by 4.
And you mentioned, Brian, it's something where the Red Devils really could have been a turning point. They've got the serve. They're only down 3. It's kind of okay still, and it still is, but you'd rather try to minimize those mistakes.
Free ball coming for the Spartans. The set goes to Wolf Black, and she swings long. And John Henry, getting back to your point right there, you really do have to minimize the mistakes. It's not like Chula Vista is just coming up and completely overpowering the Red Devils, but we've seen so many missed serves on the Sweetwater side, and balls hit into the net or hit long, and it just makes it so much tougher when your team is inconsistent in what they're doing. That time the ball just hitting the floor on a free ball, so Sweetwater going to have to do a better job of minimizing those mistakes in order to get back into this game.
Right, Coach Hernandez would probably do well here to kind of maybe call a timeout and pick his girls up a little bit and let them know, hey, we're right in this game. We've got to win this one to stay in the match and pick your heads up. They're kind of lagging out there.
Lopez in for Nayeli Sanchez. That ball goes wide, and the Spartans have opened up their biggest lead of game 2, 10-5. Chula Vista leading Sweetwater.
And Brian, I'll take back. I didn't mean to say they were lagging. I meant to say they look a little frustrated out there. And it's showing in the way they're hitting the ball. They're just not confident, as we see there. Just a little frustrated. They got to pick each other up, and that's kind of the coach's job at this point in the game, I think.
Well, it's tough when Maria Ortiz is the server for Chula Vista
Doesn't
because
help,
she is a beast back there at the service line. She gets another ace. Sanchez back into the game. A nice pass by Godino. She's going to get the set in the back row. She hits that one into the net. Even if she'd gotten it over the net, Carly McCoy was right there to try to block it away. So Chula Vista opens up a 7-point lead here in game 2. Maria Ortiz will serve for the Spartans. Deep serve, just long. Nice job by Godino and Wakita Brown calling that one long, letting it go, and getting the free side out for the Red Devils. Brenda Ochoa and Alexia Herrera back into the game for Sweetwater. Ochoa will be the server for Sweetwater. Set outside and into the net, Carly McCoy. So that was kind of an in-between ball on the outside and the middle. And McCoy just with the miss hit there.
It was a tough set to be able to get up and try to spike, as it was, you'd like it to be a little higher, a little closer to the net. And it was kind of a line drive, a little further away from the net. Couldn't quite adjust to make that one over.
And the officials are calling I think they called a net violation against Leticia Arenda. So, in fact, the Chula Vista Spartans get that point. So, Chula Vista leading now by 7, 13-6. Back row swing, nice kill by Godino, so tough. Hitting that one from about 17 feet back and placing it right in the back corner. Nothing you can do about that as a Spartan defender, but really tough to do that consistently from the back row if you're Edna Godino.
And you can tell her team kind of looks to her as she hit that one over. Everyone kind of looked, and she gave a little fist pump and maybe a little bit of momentum here for Sweetwater.
The swing goes outside. Aaliyah Ortiz just wide of the court, and the Red Devils get the side out. It'll be Chloe Yepes, the junior setter, serving for Sweetwater. And she'll get an ace. Look at that. Yepes got to kind of take the team on your back now. If you're the setter and you're at the service line, you got to start the rally yourself here.
It's like a cannon coming out of her arm. That was last serve.
Another good one right toward that back line, and Ortiz can't do anything about it. 2 straight service aces for Yepes, and we're going to get a timeout by the Spartans and Coach Alyssa Factuar. The Sweetwater Red Devils trailing Chula Vista 13-11, but mounting a comeback, 5 straight points for the Red Devils on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte coming to you live from Sweetwater High School. It's Metro Conference volleyball coverage of the South Bay League here in San Diego. The server will be Chloe Yepes for Sweetwater. And they've been on quite a run here, getting back into game 2, and they'll get another point. And John Henry, we talked about communication being such a big factor. And right now, the team that's struggling with the communication is Chula Vista, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Their 7-point lead has become a 1-point lead. Arredondo with the pass. Free ball coming for the Red Devils. Got to put this one away. They go back row. Godino kept alive. Arredondo. Big swing in the middle. McCoy dug by Godino again. And they're going to go to the middle. McCoy with a block.
And Brian, you can tell the difference here. Maybe not that last point, but this Sweetwater team really getting back into the game, getting excited out there. You see the girls playing with a little more confidence, and it's showing on the scoreboard as the Spartans have watched their lead dwindle to 2 now.
Free ball coming for Chula Vista. They need to get back to the scoring ways. 50-50 ball at the net. Nicely done. Big play by Leticia Urenda, the sophomore, putting it down over the big block of Chula Vista. And again, Sweetwater's a point away from tying this one up.
And Urenda doing a good job. She's been a little quiet at the front of that net up till this point. They're slamming it down and making her presence felt.
Godina will be the server for the Red Devils. Tough serve. The Spartans will do all they can just to get it back over. And a big swing. Arredondo says, I don't know what you're talking about just getting it over. I'm going to put that ball away.
As we see Wolf Black check back in for the Spartans. The front of that net, they don't like to see that if you're Sweetwater.
That means McCoy's at the service line. You also don't like to see that.
Right.
And a big swing on the outside by Ashley Carrillo, the sophomore, and it went just wide, but don't be afraid to take that swing again, Carrillo. That was a very solid attempt.
Yeah, that confidence, that's what you like to see out of your players.
Especially just a sophomore. The set goes to the right side, and Sanchez, and Nayeli Sanchez puts that one away. for a point for the Red Devils.
I think the Red Devils here are doing a great job kind of spreading the love around, you know. We're not just calling number 4 Edna Gudino's name anymore, but they're spreading it around everywhere as a couple new subs come in for Sweetwater.
Rodriguez and Brown into the game. Brown will be the server. Very tough server. 50-50 ball at the net, put away Anastasia Rodriguez. Nice job with the left hand, redirecting that ball right to the center of the floor. Nothing you can do about that if you're Chula Vista. And once again, Sweetwater 1 point away from tying it up.
You know they want to get over this hump and move past that 1 point deficit.
And Brown serves it into the net. A mistake, a rare mistake at the service line by Wakita Brown. Cheyenne Long will serve for the Spartans. And she'll get an ace. Just what the doctor ordered if you're Chula Vista. Their lead back out to 3 as we get closer toward the end here of game 2. Long serves it long.
And now Sweetwater here got to be able to capitalize. As you mentioned, Brian, getting to the end of this second game here. And they've got the manpower, they've got the talent to do it. I think at this point, if they can keep their confidence up and keep their communication up, which are two things that they've kind of been up and down on, if they can do it for the last few points of this game, they'll be able to close it out.
Great serve by Lopez, set to the middle and goes long. Alexis Arredondo coming around on the X2 ball and pushes it long. And once again, Sweetwater a point away. They've got to this point a couple of times. They just haven't been able to get back into that tie. A very important point here for the Red Devils. Nice serve by Lopez. And the swing goes out of bounds. We're all tied up at 18. The Red Devils have clawed their way all the way back from a 7-point deficit, already trailing in the match 1-0, and Sweetwater's making this one a contest.
1 point at a time, Brian. I mean, they've been focusing so well, especially these last few points. They got to keep it up here, keep their concentration up to finish this game out.
Arredondo back row, Doug Gudino. She's going to get the set to take the lead. Free ball again. This one goes to Lopez on the right side. Pass by McCoy. And the setter, Martinez, calls her own number, and the senior puts it down.
Martinez making the smart play. You can tell she's a senior by that shot. I mean, she could have done many things there, but she decided just to tip it right over the blockers and onto the floor.
Arredondo skims the tape. Great serve, 50-50 ball at the net. And we're going to look like maybe 4 contacts. Instead, there aren't. Coach Hernandez wanted 4 contacts there, and he's asking the officials what the call was. The officials said they didn't see 4 contacts. And the officials will look at each other, try to talk about it. And the Spartans get the point. Alexis Arredondo serving. Set to the middle, big swing in the middle by Anastasia Rodriguez. And the Red Devils again within 1 of tying.
Rodriguez doing a great job. And she didn't swing, I don't think, as hard as she could. She swung just enough, and she knew she had to get it over the net. That was her priority, number 1. And number 2, hitting the floor, which she did. Again, within 1.
Ashley Carrillo at the line. Carrillo with a nice serve to the back line, and we're tied. 20 apiece. This game to 25. Rally scoring, so a point scored on every single play.
Carrillo with a great serve there. Almost like a little change-up as she hit it pretty high, pretty deep, and Long couldn't quite handle it.
And now Carrillo will get to chase that ball all the way back to the back line.
The back wall.
20-20. Sweetwater has not led since 1-0. They've got a chance now, and they take the lead. Great comeback by the Red Devils. Ashley Carrillo at the line. They lead it by 1, and now it's so important to close this one out.
Yeah, they've got the momentum. They've got the crowd on their side, and they're right there. They can taste it now.
Carrillo. And we get a substitution. Cynthia Avalos will check into the game, replacing Cheyenne Long. One junior for another. Big serve, long. Carrillo serves it wide. Excuse me, long.
That's a tough one, Brian. That's tough, unforced error. But
and another tough part about it is that Maria Ortiz is at the service line for Chula Vista. She's been terrific back there. Great pass by Godino. Set to the middle. Anastasia Rodriguez puts it down, 50-50 ball at the net. McCoy, she'll get another swing at it. They call a lift on Carly McCoy. And another point and another lead for the Red Devils.
Coming down to the wire, Chula Vista was not going to let Sweetwater run away with this one by any means.
Alexia Herrera and Brenda Ochoa checking back into the game for the Red Devils. Ochoa will be at the service line. 3 points away from evening this matchup at a game apiece. Very nice serve. Big swing out of the middle by Ortiz. And a dig by Arredondo. Swing in the middle and just wide. No net violation called on the play. McCoy hit that one wide, and the Red Devils have a 2-point lead. It's going to cause the Spartans and Alyssa Factuar to call a timeout. Coach Eric Hernandez has got to be pleased with what the Red Devils are doing right now. They're 2 points away from taking game 2 on PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information as well as links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Brenda Ochoa will serve for the Red Devils, 2 points away from evening this matchup at a game apiece. Nice serve handled by Arredondo. And a little bit of miscommunication there from Chula Vista. Sweetwater's a point away.
And then you hear Ortiz there. She called it early and then was backing up and realized maybe she wasn't the best one to hit it. But once you call that ball, your whole team backs off and lets you take it. So she's got to follow through with that confidence after she calls it.
Ochoa serving for game 2. And she gets an ace, and Sweetwater's tied it up. 25-21, great response by the Red Devils. And we're even at a game apiece here between Chula Vista and Sweetwater on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
And PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Thursday night volleyball action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte bringing you all the action from Sweetwater High School. And John Henry, the Red Devils got exactly the response they needed. They took that momentum that they got in the last few points of game 1 and translated it into a game 2 victory.
Yeah, and even after going down, I think they were down 7 points in that second game, coming back and winning 25-21, I believe it was. Just doing a great job of staying focused, focusing on 1 point at a time. And Coach Hernandez got to be happy with his players out there. You could really see the girls kind of start rallying at the end around each other, picking themselves up when they made mistakes, but also congratulating and celebrating when they did well and got points.
Well, they took game 2 25-21 after dropping game 1 25-13. So the first 2 games, a huge difference in the level of play by the Sweetwater side. They really stopped with the unforced errors, and that was something we had mentioned when they went down by 7. It was a lot of unforced errors, missing serves, hitting balls out of bounds, not getting blocked or, putting the ball in play and forcing
Right.
Chula Vista to make plays, but just making mistakes on their side. That's something we saw. We didn't see much out of in game one by Chula Vista was mistakes on their own side, but that was something that came back to haunt them, a little bit of miscommunication there at the end of game two.
And not only do unforced errors give the other point to the other team, but it kind of hurts you as far as like a team goes. Like, oh, we could have gotten that. It kind of wears on you mentally. On the other side of the court, the other team realizes that, hey, this team's not perfect. They make mistakes, and it gives them a little more momentum and confidence going forward into that next point, and so on and so forth.
Well, we'll see what happens here in game three, a best-of-5 format. The first 2 games to 25, the first 4 games to 25, and if we go to a deciding 5th game, that game will be to 15. Rally scoring, so a point is awarded on every single play. In the side-out era, you had to be the team serving in order to get a point on the scoreboard, and those games could take forever.
Literally. And you mentioned it too, the past 5 years, Brian, the rule change about on the service. If
The
it
let
hits
serve,
the
yep.
let serve, if it hits the net and goes over, a continue play.
Jasmine Martinez, the senior setter for the Spartans, will serve it. And a swing from the back row by Nayeli Sanchez into the net, and an early point for the Spartans.
And Nayeli Sanchez, we haven't seen her a whole lot from the back line hitting. Maybe Sweetwater trying to mix it up a little early in this 3rd game.
And we've got a fan storming the floor. The official's getting a little laugh out of that one as there's about a 3 or 4-year-old player run out onto the court on the Chula Vista side. I don't think you can get upset at a kid that age coming out on the court. Not quite an unwanted guest.
Right. Keep it interesting.
So we'll replay it. The set will go to McCoy, and Carly McCoy hits that one long. So in game 1 and then halfway through game 2, the middles could do no wrong for Chula Vista. And now McCoy hits that one wide, and we're tied up at a point.
Pretty atypical of how McCoy usually plays.
Set goes outside. That's Long. And Long puts it away. Nicely done by Cheyenne Long for Chula Vista.
And great shot by Long there. Being able to put it over the net and into the space where nobody's there. Even though it was well covered by Sweetwater, just a great shot by Long.
Aaliyah Ortiz will serve for the Spartans. Kept alive by Chula Vista, set outside, and a kill by Alexis Arredondo. That one just barely snuck through the block. There was only one spot that ball could go down, and it found the exact perfect spot.
Arredondo being pretty solid in this game, not making many mistakes and making plays like that. And this here.
50-50 ball. Arredondo blocks it. And the Spartans have a little rally going. They've gotten out to an early lead in both game 1 and game 2. They were able to hold that lead in game 1, but in game 2 it slipped away. Set outside, Arredondo goes with the left hand and hits that one into the net. The set just a little bit tight to the net, and the right-handed Arredondo, all she could do was try to get at least a hand on, a paw on it. She got that left hand up there and hit it into the net.
It's tough to ask a right-handed player to hit it kind of off to the side, over the net with her offhand. Oh,
Edna Godino with a service ace. And all the Chula Vista players diving on the floor afterward. Coach Factuar has got them into nothing hits the ground without someone hitting the floor. So
yep.
Godino will serve again. And John Henry, one of the turning points for the Red Devils in game 2 was when they started mixing up the offense, going to some of the other players and not just relying on Godino from the back row. Free ball coming, nice job keeping that one alive by Yepes. And they get a double contact call against Sweetwater.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying, Brian, if they can utilize Godino when she's needed and when the time is called for, she's going to do well. But if you're calling on her every point and every other point, it's just too much on one player to try to carry the whole team like that. You got to spread it out and mix up those offensive weapons.
Nessa Wolf-Black with the kill. Carly McCoy at the service line, and Chula Vista leads by 3. Free ball coming. Set goes outside. Huge swing by Alexis Arredondo, but it goes long. Point for the Red Devils.
You see Arredondo wants that one back. Everyone's kind of smiling on the Chula Vista side, knowing that they've seen her wind up and swing like that before, and the outcome's been a little different. So you know, you're allowed a mistake or two every game, and Arredondo wants that one back.
Wakita Brown serving, and a net violation called against the setter Martinez. Nice job by Anastasia Rodriguez being right there to slam that ball back for the Red Devils.
Seems like every time Rodriguez checks into the match, there's a 50-50 ball right at the net 2 or 3 times while she's in, and it seems like she wins it every time.
Yep.
She's doing really well at the front of the net.
They're getting a nice presence out of the middle, which had been dominated by Chula Vista in the first game. Martinez will go outside to Arredondo, and she's called for the double, and we're tied at 6. Again, Sweetwater will not go away.
And when you use that momentum from being able to come back from behind in that second game, and even here in the third game, it really, really helps. Even though it's a tie game, feels like Sweetwater kind of has more momentum right now.
Big block at the net by Rodriguez. Nayeli Sanchez assisting with the block. Credit both Anastasia Rodriguez and Nayeli Sanchez with a half a block there. And a big point for Sweetwater. They lead it. Set outside Arredondo. Free ball coming for the Spartans. And that free ball is in there on the back line. The Spartans contesting that one was long. And the Spartan fans unhappy. Floor captain Carly McCoy wants to go talk to the official and say, did you see that? You can overrule it. The up ref has the ability to overrule a linesperson.
And if this Chula Vista bench wasn't right in front of us here, Brian, we would have had a better shot at that. But really not in a good position to make a comment on whether or not that was in. Got to trust the line judge. And point goes to Sweetwater. And now they're up by 2.
Brown still serving. She's been tremendous at the service line. Nice pass by McCoy. Arredondo putting it down.
Tough to stop. When Arredondo winds up like that, it's either going to hit the floor, whether it's in or out of the field of play. But doing a great job, Arredondo. Credit her with that point.
Cheyenne Long will serve. Free ball for the Spartans. They go to the middle. That's Wolf Black putting it down off of the block of Rodriguez. And the Spartans have tied it back up. Anessa Wolf Black, no stopping her.
She's getting back into the mix here. We need to see more of her and more of that kind of play if Chula Vista wants to extend or get out in front and then extend the lead.
Long serving, free ball for the Spartans. Outside. That swing goes into the net, no touch, so a 4 contact called against Chula Vista, and Sweetwater takes the lead right back, 9-8. Scarlett Lopez checking into the game for the Red Devils. Martinez over in 2. And now Anastasia Rodriguez over in 2. Kill for the Red Devils.
And you can tell McCoy there, she stuck her hand out to get it and almost wanted to pull it back at the last second, and it kind of just deflected off of her hand out of bounds. I'm sure she wants that one back, and she would either let it go or really dove for it and tried to make a play on it instead of going in between.
Scarlett Lopez serving. Set to the middle. That's Arredondo. Another free ball coming back to Chula Vista. Arredondo putting it down again.
Sweetwater's got to find an answer for Arredondo's dominance there at the front of the net. But she's just kind of doing what she pleases up there.
Alexis Arredondo, the senior captain outside hitter, will serve for the Spartans. They trail by a point. And she serves that one right over the net. Great serve. And the Red Devils have nothing they can do with it. Service ace for Arredondo.
whether she's spiking the ball for the kill or going for the ace on the serve, she's a solid senior captain. You can tell why she's a captain with her leadership and her solid play here.
And that one goes into the net. So a free point for Sweetwater. Back into the game, Leticia Urenda, the sophomore for the Red Devils. Brenda Ochoa will serve for Sweetwater. And she'll have herself an ace. And excuse me, that was not Ochoa, that was Ashley Carrillo. So Ashley Carrillo with another service ace. Carrillo serving, leading by 2, 12-10 here in game 3. The match is tied at a game apiece, and 4 contacts are going to be the call against Chula Vista. Sweetwater with a 3-point lead here in game 3, looking to take a 2-1 lead in the match. The Spartans will call a timeout. We'll take one with them on PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte at Sweetwater High School in the San Diego section. Metro Conference Volleyball in the South Bay League. The Chula Vista Spartans looking to avenge a 3-0 defeat at the hands of Sweetwater a couple of weeks ago, but Sweetwater making their presence felt. They lost game 1 25-13, but came back to win game 2 25-21, and they've got a 3-point lead here in game 3 with Ashley Carrillo still at the service line. Set to the middle to Wolf Black. You got to like your chances there. You got to think she's going to get the ball again. Instead, it goes outside. Nice job with the left hand by Aaliyah Ortiz. And a swing on the right side by Sanchez. Again, it's Ortiz. Kept alive by Godino. Nice rally both sides. Set outside. Aaliyah Ortiz. Blocked at the net, and a net violation called against Anastasia Rodriguez.
That's a tough one to call there by the referee.
I think there might be a chance this one is going to be reversed.
Man, great job there by, it seemed like every player on both teams keeping that ball alive. And it looks like we're going to replay that one as the referee.
So they realized that what he thought was the hand going into the net was actually the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now the Spartans a little bit confused because the libero was about to come back into the game. Instead, Anessa Wolfblack should still be in there. Now we've got it all sorted out, and the officials made the right call. You like to see the officials coming together and making sure we get the right call.
Yeah, and it's a crucial point in this game where if you're taking a point away from Chula Vista, I mean, that's a big point for them as they're trying to mount a comeback down 3.
Free ball coming for the Spartans. And a swing into the net, Arredondo. So the Red Devils make that replay count.
Red Devils really finding a little bit of a, excuse me, I'm at a loss for words here as I'm watching this, but really finding a good job on winning point after point here. A little bit of a rally, a little bit of momentum as I know they lost this point, but a good job going up by 14-10, and now they still got a nice cushion here.
Had to take a little break. I was on the sneeze cam, so I had to give the people what they wanted. And a point for Chula Vista. Nicely done out of the middle again. That's McCoy. 14-12, the Sweetwater lead. And I believe the score is actually correct. The coaching staff for Chula Vista wants to get a check on that, but the 1 point that had been on the board for Chula Vista was actually a replay. So that's why we're here at 14-12. Set goes outside. Nicely done on the outside by Leticia Urenda. McCoy tried to block it, had a chance at it. The ball kind of skimmed against the top of the net and then landed on the Chula Vista side.
It's a tough one for McCoy. A You can tell she's a little frustrated, especially when that ball just glances off the end of your fingertip. Nothing you can do really, but you know, move on to the next point. Tough serve.
Really nice serve. That was Ochoa, and she's going to get an ace. So Brenda Ochoa has come in to serve in each of the last couple of games for Sweetwater, and she's making her presence felt. They lead by 4, 16-12, with Brenda Ochoa, the senior, still at the service line. This serve long, passed by Cheyenne Long, and it's going to be mishandled by the Spartans, so another point for Sweetwater. They've got their biggest lead of any point in this match. 17-12, they lead it by 5, and the Spartans, they've got to find an answer.
You got to find an answer for this Ochoa serve here. It's tough to stop.
Jump float, passed by Arredondo, and Martinez calls her own number, over in 2. Set middle, and it's just long by Herrera. Hit it just outside, tried to take a little bit of something off of it, and nice job by the Spartans to let that one sail wide.
And now if you're on the Spartan side here, down 4, you know, we're getting to the later part of this game. You got your server, you know, who you'd like at the line, Jasmine Martinez. Got to find a way to get some points here.
Set back row, Arredondo, dug by Godino. Another back row set, this time it's to Sanchez, kept alive by the Spartans. And a swing deep by Ortiz. Sweetwater, 18-13 the lead. They've got the setter, Chloe Yepes, and she serves that one right off the top of the tape. Going to be trouble for Chula Vista. They keep the ball in play. Nicely done by the Spartans. Back row set to Godino. Kept alive Arredondo. Big swing out of the middle, and Carly McCoy puts it down to stop the bleeding for Chula Vista. They get a much-needed side out. They've got to get something going with Aaliyah Ortiz here at the service line, trailing by 4 here in Game 3. The Spartans in danger of going down 2-1 in this best-of-5 match. Over in 2 by Herrera. Herrera will set the back row to Yepes. And the setter, who rarely gets a chance to swing, gets her number called. And she keeps it in. Now we've got a double called against Yepes. The Spartan faithful wanting that call, and they get it. They now trail by only 3. Aaliyah Ortiz still at the line. And it's going to be timeout time for Eric Hernandez and the Sweetwater Red Devils. PlayOnSports.com is your destination for high school sports and Metro Conference volleyball. It's Sweetwater leading Chula Vista 18-15 here in Game 3.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Thursday night volleyball action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from all across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte, live from Sweetwater High School, home of the Red Devils. And right now, the Red Devils trying to take control of this match, not being a very good host to Chula Vista as they're taking it to them here in Game 3. Set goes outside, big swing, dug by Ortiz. Arredondo with the swing, dug by Yepes. That ball off the tape, kept alive, nicely done, Alexis Arredondo. And the set will go to the back row. Godino is going to give a free ball back to the Spartans. They're going to have some trouble with it. Again, 50-50 ball at the net, put away by Leticia Urenda, and Sweetwater leads by 4.
And Chula Vista's got to figure this one out here. Down 4, you don't want to go down 2-1 when you're away at a place like Sweetwater. We've heard a few times this crowd getting into it, and I know they'll get even more into it as we near the end of this match.
Godino will serve, passed by Ortiz. Arredondo with a big swing and a kill.
And Godino almost got under that one and kept it in bounds, playable. Couldn't quite handle that speed on that ball, just like a slingshot coming off of Arredondo's right hand.
Carly McCoy will serve Anessa Wolfblack back into the front row. Set back, Sanchez. Down ball and a kill. Nayeli Sanchez, the junior, coming up with some big kills here for Sweetwater in the late goings.
You see a couple Chula Vista players kind of look at each other as that one fell in between them. Something that we haven't seen. We've seen Chula Vista with not too many forced errors, especially in that first game, as the tides are kind of changing here in this third game.
And the serving specialist, Wakita Brown, into the game for Sweetwater. Nearly with an ace, but it's kept alive by Chula Vista. They put it in the perfect spot on the court. Sweetwater keeps it alive. Nice rally on both sides. Big set into the middle, and Wolfblack puts it down. Anessa Wolfblack has been unstoppable.
She really has, and we really haven't called her name too much in this third game. If she wants to get more involved, I'm sure her team would love to set her that ball more, because when she goes up to play it over the net, it rarely comes back.
Oh, Martinez, I got to imagine Wolfblack's going to be talking to her right now saying, give me the ball. Long serving. Free ball coming, and it finds the floor. That ball went exactly where Cheyenne Long's defensive spot was, so she was coming from the service line, hit a rocket serve, and then the pass went so quickly she didn't even have time to react.
She really wasn't ready for it, kind of got caught on her heels. And Sweetwater's okay with that, as they're up 21-17 now in this third game.
Scarlett Lopez looking to add to that Sweetwater lead. Pass by McCoy, free ball back to Chula Vista. And Martinez calls her own number, over in 2, kept alive by the Red Devils. Got to imagine you want to go to the middle here. Instead, they go to the outside, and she's doing a great job as well, Arredondo, but she hits it wide. And it's another point for Sweetwater. We're going to have a timeout taken by Alyssa Factuar. Her team trails by 5. They're 3 points away from dropping game 3 and trailing in the match 2-1. It's PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Girls Volleyball on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games as well as other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and John Henry Winter Nolte alive at Sweetwater High School, where the Red Devils are looking to take a 2-1 lead over the Chula Vista Spartans. Sweetwater beat Chula Vista 3-0 earlier this season, but it's been Chula Vista who's been on a roll as of late. The Sweetwater Red Devils looking to get out of a 3-match losing streak, and what better way to do it than at home against your South Bay League rival, the Chula Vista Spartans. Scarlett Lopez serving, serves it just wide, and a much-needed side out for Chula Vista. They're going to have to get something going right now if they want to climb back into game 3. They're going to have Alexis Arredondo at the service line trying to get him back into this game.
And going back to that last point, Carly McCoy in a position to make a play on that ball, but doing the smart thing. She was in position to make it, but she just let it go, let it fall out of bounds, get the side out, and now they're on a little bit of a roll here, Brian.
Service ace by Arredondo, and all of a sudden it's timeout time for Sweetwater. Coach Eric Hernandez wants to calm his troops down a little bit. They're still 3 points away from taking game 3, but they only lead it by 3 as well. So, John Henry, if you're Coach Hernandez, what are you trying to tell your team right now? They've kind of been on a roll, dominating play for the last, section of points for about a game and a half now, and you don't want to see game 3 slip away when you've been in command.
Right. I mean, I think that was a good call to make that timeout, even though there was a timeout just taken 2 minutes ago, because this game's all about momentum. And these girls, this Chula Vista team, if they get some momentum, they're tough to stop. So he was just trying to kind of slow that momentum down here late in this third.
Arredondo still serving. The set will go back row to Godino, and she puts it down. So tough to do that from the back row, especially not just 10 feet back, but about 20, 25 feet back. And Godino gets the much-needed kill for Sweetwater.
And after that point, maybe in that timeout, Coach Hernandez just said, let's get this ball to Godino. She's been quiet this game. Get it to her. She'll make the play. And now they're only 2 points away from finishing this third game off.
Ashley Carrillo serving. Martinez with the left-handed kill of her own. And back to the service line will be Maria Ortiz for Chula Vista, the junior libero. And we've seen her go on some runs here. Great person to have at the line if you're Chula Vista. Got to get this first one in.
Yep.
And she does. And the over is mishandled by Chula Vista, and Sweetwater is 1 point away from taking game 3.
Great job by Arenda there, putting that one over. Chula Vista side wasn't really ready for it as a second hit and just caught him off guard. And now we're looking at senior for Sweetwater, Brenda Ochoa, their service specialist, coming in to try to close this one out.
Ochoa serving for game 3. McCoy will give a free ball to the Red Devils. And they can't handle it. A little bit of miscommunication there by Sweetwater, and Chula Vista staves off game point. They've got their senior setter, Jasmine Martinez, at the service line, and the lefty will have to go on a little run here to get Chula Vista back into this one. Still game point for Sweetwater. The set goes back row Godino. She's going to give a free ball back to the Spartans. Back row set to Arredondo. Kept alive Ochoa. Set to the middle, McCoy, and McCoy's blocked at the net. Nicely done by Herrera. Ball still at the net, 50-50 ball. Alexia Herrera tries again, now McCoy. What a dig by Godino. Free ball coming back for Chula Vista. Another great rally as McCoy tips that one over, 50-50 ball at the net. Herrera kept alive by Ortiz. Now a tip on the outside, still up. Unbelievable effort by Edna Godino, but the ball goes down. Chalk up a kill for Aaliyah Ortiz. And just like we saw in game 1, except it went Sweetwater's way, that one goes Chula Vista's way in the best rally of the match. Jasmine Martinez still serving, and she gets an ace. Chula Vista still alive. They trail by 1. Substitution here for Coach Hernandez and the Red Devils. What a comeback here by Chula Vista. They trailed by 4. They now trail by 1. Into the game, Alex Duke for the Red Devils. They've still got game point here in game 3. Big serve by Martinez. Set outside, and just long. We're all tied up at 24.
Man, I couldn't have told you what's going to happen at the end of this game, but Chula Vista's not going away. It's not like Sweetwater is making big mistakes or anything. It's just great volleyball, and Chula Vista being able to play just a little better than Sweetwater right now.
Martinez still serving. Both teams have used both of their timeouts. Nobody's got any left. Set goes back row, Arredondo, and she puts it away from the back row. Chula Vista's got game point here in game 3.
Got to win by 2 here. Chula Vista's got all the momentum on a 4-0 run to take the lead late in this third game, 25-24. They need one more point to close this game out.
Martinez looking for a 6th straight point to close out game 3. Set goes back row, Godino, dug by Arredondo. Set outside Ortiz, kept alive by the Red Devils. They'll give a free ball back to Chula Vista. Set middle, McCoy puts it away. Chula Vista, 6 straight points to take game 3, 26-24.
And what composure shown by this Chula Vista Spartans women's team. Alyssa Factuar's got to be happy with her team. Down 5 to come back, not only go ahead, but take the game, and a crucial game. Not like the game didn't matter. I mean, that was huge. That swings it's a whole different match now.
What a performance by the Spartans when they needed it most. And Jasmine Martinez, the senior setter, the catalyst, 6 straight points off the left hand on the service line for Jasmine Martinez. It's a brand new ball game now. It looked like Sweetwater was going to go up 2-1, be in complete command of the match, and now it's Chula Vista with all the momentum, a 2-1 match lead. Did not see that coming. Unbelievable finale there for the Chula Vista Spartans in game 3.
Really was. I mean, after that timeout that Coach Factuar called, they seemed to kind of switch it on. Maybe she said something like, you know, if you guys want to leave this game and just go after the next 2, we can, but we're right there. I mean, why not just go for this one, score 6 points, which at the time was probably seemed like a lot to do, but just 1 point at a time, and all of a sudden you're in the lead, and all of a sudden the game's over, and you've got the W.
And now if you are Sweetwater, that all happens so quickly. You got to kind of be in a state of shock when you look up at the scoreboard and you see 2-1 Chula Vista leading the match.
Right. I mean, this Sweetwater team, when you look at them out there, and we were kind of watching them during the timeout when the coach was talking to him, and they actually seem okay. You know, they don't feel like they were destroyed by that game or let one slip by or anything. But it goes back to that, you know, it's 1 point at a time, one game at a time. Everything's in the past, and from here on out, they've got to win one and then win 15 more points and take the victory here at home.
Well, the biggest play in that game was that long rally that Chula Vista ended up winning. That one goes the other way, and all of a sudden Sweetwater's up 2-1. Instead, Chula Vista won that one. They still weren't ahead at that point. They still trailed by a couple of points. So really pretty impressive stuff from Chula Vista to fight off that rally, win the point, and then keep their composure up and win 3 more points to win game 3 outright, 26-24. They now lead the match 2-1 and are 1 game away from taking this one.
And I feel like it's pretty fitting. McCoy there had that final point for Chula Vista. Just been so dominant at the net as she starts there to start off this game, this 4th game here at Sweetwater High School.
Yepes with the service ace for Sweetwater. Nice way to, good response here to start off game 4 if you're the Red Devils with a service ace right off the bat.
Gotta like to see Sweetwater keeping their heads up, keeping their confidence up, and like you said, what a way to start off the 4th game. After dropping one
in such dramatic fashion
close,
there,
to put it that way, yeah.
The officials making sure we get the doors closed to not affect the passers on the other side. Set goes middle, McCoy. And a miss hit by Urenda. And the Spartans tie it up. It'll be Aaliyah Ortiz, the senior, at the service line. Beautiful pass by Brenda Ochoa. And a swing by Sanchez, kept alive by the Spartans. Nice dig, Ochoa. Ochoa's making plays out there. Free ball for the Spartans. They go to the middle, McCoy. And what else? Carly McCoy putting it down.
And earlier in that point, Ochoa with a huge dig. That ball was screaming at her, and she's maintained her composure, just kind of stuck her arms out there and bumped it right up. Great pass to her teammate. But who else but McCoy to put it away?
Service ace, Aaliyah Ortiz. And Chula Vista, as they have in every game so far this match, out to an early lead.
Now what they've got to do is maintain that lead and keep it to 25 points, and they won't have a problem in this one.
50-50 ball. You're never going to win that one against Carly McCoy. And she gets the block for the Spartans. Ortiz. Nice pass by Ochoa again. Brenda Ochoa is putting on a passing clinic. Nice dig by Maria Ortiz, and a huge swing on the outside. Arredondo putting it down. The 2 captains responding for Chula Vista, Alexis Arredondo and Carly McCoy, getting the job done for Chula Vista.
You'd love to see that leadership and leading by example, you know. I mean, these last 4 or 5 points that Chula Vista scored has been all captains.
That ball just out of bounds. Alexia Herrera doing all she could to keep it in play, but it went outside of that antenna. So Coach Eric Hernandez is going to have to burn an early timeout. His team trails by 5. Here in game 4, they trail the match 2-1. It's PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports and Metro Conference volleyball.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information as well as links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
John Henry, Winter Nolte, and Brian Vilvin coming to you live from Sweetwater High School. And John Henry, it's been all Chula Vista here in Game 4. After that great comeback in Game 3, they're putting it on Sweetwater right now as they take a 7-1 lead. Aaliyah Ortiz has been at the service line for about a half hour now for Chula Vista.
I think that timeout was a great call by Coach Hernandez. Sweetwater's been down before. They've been down. They've come back and won. They know they can do it here. He's just got to reassure him of that and play 1 point at a time.
Arendondo's swing is dug by Godino, who gets a nice swing herself. Martinez goes to the middle to McCoy. McCoy's blocked to the net. Nice job, Herrera. Herrera will have a swing at it. She gives a free ball back to Chula Vista. They go outside Arredondo, and it's blocked out of bounds. Point for the Spartans. They've opened up a 7-point lead here early in Game 4. If they take Game 4, they take the match 3-1.
The Spartans really pouring it on here on the offensive side, just really not letting Sweetwater get anything going.
Sweetwater needs to make a play right now. Set outside Arredondo, and she gets a kill. Alexis Arredondo bringing the heat and getting the point. 9-1, Chula Vista leading. Need a side out if you're the Red Devils. Set back row, Godino, and she hits it long.
I think that's a little bit of the captain trying to do too much. I mean, trying to score 5-6 points on one shot. You'd like to see her maintain a little bit of composure and just putting that one in play and forcing Chula Vista to bring that ball back over.
Scarlett Lopez will check into the game for Nayeli Sanchez. Nice job by Aaliyah Ortiz. Didn't like her toss, so she just let it hit the ground. Gets a reserve. Set to the middle, Herrera. Outside to Arredondo. Herrera, nice job at the net. 50-50 ball. Still being played. Kept alive. Set outside. Big block on the right-hand side. That was Arenda and Herrera. And the Sweetwater Red Devils get that side out that they've been looking for. And if they're going to get back into this one, they've got to start immediately. Edna Godina at the service line.
Yeah, and they needed that side out for quite a while. They finally got it. You just hope it's not too late. But who else at the service line? I really wouldn't want to see anyone else out there if I'm on the Sweetwater team. Godina for the serve.
Nice serve by Edna Godina. And they're going to get the point. Double contact called against the Spartans. And Sweetwater, we've seen them trail by as many as 7 and come back and win a game, so never count the Red Devils out.
Yep. Here they are again, down 7.
Senior captain Edna Godina puts that one into the net. Tried to get a little too fancy there on the jump floater. And it goes into the net for a free point, Chula Vista.
Almost looks like she kind of handcuffed herself on that toss.
Carly McCoy will serve. Herrera with the swing. Set outside Arredondo. Kept alive, Ochoa, nicely done, but the Red Devils can't play it. Once again, Chula Vista leading by 9. Got to get out of McCoy's service.
Yeah, and if you're Chula Vista, I mean, you want to keep putting on the pressure. Don't let up because you know what the Sweetwater team can do coming from behind.
And again, the Red Devils have trouble with it. So Chula Vista opens up a 10-point lead here in Game 4. They're 12 away from winning this match. And Carly McCoy would like to get them all done right now. Set goes middle. Herrera. Dug by the Spartans. Free ball back. Godina with the dig. Tip. Nicely done. Coming out of nowhere, Jasmine Martinez to make the dig of the match. She'll get the point on top of it. And Chula Vista's lead is now 11.
And Martinez, like you said, Brian, I thought that ball was going to hit the ground, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Martinez coming in and making a big play for Chula Vista.
Ochoa continuing to put on a passing show. Long will set outside. Arredondo hits it long. And Sweetwater will have the side out.
And as we've seen so many times, couple substitutions. Anastasia Rodriguez coming in and taking over that middle spot. She's done so well kind of maintaining that net presence, and that's exactly what they need right now if you're Sweetwater, because they really haven't been able to do much at the net.
Wakita Brown serving. And a swing on the outside. Arredondo putting it away for the Spartans. Cheyenne Long will serve. Pass by Brown. Set goes right side. And a block. Nayeli Sanchez was blocked by Arredondo and Anessa Wolfblack. Those two put up quite a solid block on the outside.
Yeah, they've been doing it on defense, on offense, a little bit of everything from those two in the past 4 games.
Long misses it. Service error, free point to the Red Devils. 16-5, Chula Vista leading here in game 4. They took game 1 25-13. They dropped game 2 25-21 after leading by 7 points in that game. And then they came back 6 straight unanswered to win game 3 26-24. They're looking 9 points away from taking this match. They lead it by 11. Set outside. Arredondo kept alive. Nice dig by Carrillo. And the attack attempt goes into the net. Point Chula Vista.
Tough long shot from the back line there for Sweetwater. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here. I think that's a good call by Sweetwater coach, kind of trying to regroup and instill some confidence in this team.
While Coach Hernandez uses that time out, we want to remind you folks to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. We'll also have a live interview with that player of the game right here on the post-game show, folks. That's coming up following this game on your destination for high school sports and Metro Conference Volleyball, PlayOnSports.com. The Chula Vista Spartans, 17-5, they lead it over Sweetwater, and they are 8 points away from taking game 4 and taking the match. And what a different story this would have been had Sweetwater taken game 3.
It's so different. I mean, they were 1 point away of putting that 1 point away from putting that game 3 kind of in the books, and just couldn't quite finish off. And Chula Vista looking really strong right now, about as strong as they did in that first game that we watched today.
Arredondo serves that one into the net. So the Red Devils will get it back. They'll have Ashley Carrillo at the service line. Carrillo, nice serve. The Spartans have some trouble with it. Set to the middle to Rodriguez, kept alive by Long. The outside swing and down on the floor. Aaliyah Ortiz puts it right to the middle of the court where nobody's home. And these Spartans are getting closer.
Right in that seam, that's been a tough spot to defend against for the Sweetwater team, and Chula Vista just going right after it so many times today.
The serve is an ace for Alexis Arredondo. And I gave false credit there, as that was actually Maria Ortiz, the libero, with the ace for Chula Vista. 19-6, the Spartans lead. They're 5 points away from taking the match. Rodriguez over in 2 and gets the point. Anastasia Rodriguez has been a difference maker at the net for Sweetwater. You just wonder if it's too little too late right now, as they trail by 12 points late in game 4. Brenda Ochoa has something to say about that. We've seen this Sweetwater team go on runs of their own. They've got to get one started right now. Free ball coming. Red Devils will go back row to Nayeli Sanchez, kept alive by the Spartans. Godina's going to give a free ball to the back corner. That's a perfect spot to put a free ball. Nicely done by the senior libero A very smart play as Sanchez gives another free ball to that exact same spot. So Sweetwater knows where they want to put the free balls, and look at that. Chula Vista has trouble with it. When you put it into those deep corners, it really disrupts the offensive flow.
Yeah, I think it's a great call, and it's exactly what Sweetwater's got to do right now is change it up and go on a huge run. And you got Ochoa serving. You got a little bit of strategy. You really got to put some points on the board here.
Service ace Ochoa. Brenda Ochoa, the best passer so far here in game 4 for the Red Devils. And with her playing defense back there and serving the ball like she is, she's the chance that the Red Devils have at getting back into this game 4.
And you watch her serve, and you've mentioned it a few times, Brian, it doesn't dip down like a lot of the other girls' serves. It actually just knuckles, and you've really got to guess as to where it's going if you're on the other team.
So tough to pass that knuckleball. Cheyenne Long attempts to do so here. Set goes outside, tip. Nicely done at the net. Way to see that, Leticia Urenda. She goes up and gets the roof. And just like that, Sweetwater's rattled off 3 in a row. And they're clawing their way back into game 4.
A little bit of life here, a little bit of life on the Sweetwater side.
Ochoa continuing to serve tough. Set's going to go to the middle of the court to Ortiz. Kept alive by Ochoa. 50-50 ball at the net was last touched by McCoy. So the Red Devils have a swing at it. They've got to get it over now. They do. Back row, Sanchez. Flat-footed, dug by Arredondo. Free ball again. Ochoa, great dig. Set middle. That's Herrera. Another very good rally. McCoy will swing, blocked by Herrera at the net, and Sweetwater's on a run. They've got 4 straight, and they're clawing their way back in. They trail by 8. Coach Factuar does not want a timeout on the Chula Vista side. Sweetwater's already used both of their timeouts here in game 4. Ochoa, another tough serve. Free ball. Set back row. Gudino was not ready for that one, but she gives a free ball to the deep corner, exactly where you want to put that. Set goes to the middle to Herrera. Kept alive by Maria Ortiz. Now Gudino with a great dig on the back row attack from Arredondo. And 4 contacts called against Sweetwater. The run is over. Chula Vista needed a side out there, and they got it. They lead by 9, 5 points away from taking the match. Jasmine Martinez will serve. She served when they had 20 points in the last game. She'll serve with 19 now. Back row swing, Gudino. Block in the middle, Herrera once again. Alexia Herrera with another roof. 20-12 the score.
Last few points, Herrera really coming up big at that net, and it's exactly what they need. Everybody's got to contribute a little bit if they're going to get back into this game.
The serve goes long, so a point for Chula Vista. And it should be 21-12, I believe, but the scoreboard says 20-12. The fans calling it 21. It should be 21 as they get another point, which would then make it 22. And the Chula Vista fans yelling for it, but the scoreboard here at Sweetwater says it's 21-12. And the scoreboard is now updated. It is 22-12, so the official's doing a nice job, and the official scorer is doing a nice job getting that right.
I thought the official was going to ask us for a second there if we need the score, but they got it right. And 22-12 here, late in this 4th.
Big swing outside by Gudino. 50-50 ball at the net, and the Red Devils will win that one. Herrera doing a nice job in the middle there. Alexia Herrera, the senior, making her presence felt. The Red Devils trail by 9. It'll be Gudino at the service line. Great serve. Ace. Edna Gudino. No chance. No chance on that one.
Man, if she gets about 11 more of those, she's going to be tough to stop. That was a great serve.
Just do exactly what you just did.
Yes.
And repeat. Easier said than done, but she does it. Nice job by keeping that alive, Chula Vista, but they can't get it back over the net. Edna Gudino, keep that up.
Hey, never say never. 2 in a row. See if she can keep it up. But she got 10 more now she needs.
Godina serves that one into the net. But John Henry, you can't fault her for going for it. 2 points that were won basically because of how great her serving had been right before that. And she goes for it again. If she serves a lollipop over there, then it's going to be a point for Chula Vista anyway. So I like that going for it there, trying to get back into this game.
Right. You got to take some chances here late in the match here.
The Spartans 2 points away from taking the match. They go to Wolf Black. She's been virtually unstoppable in the middle. And a free ball is going to come back to Chula Vista. Will they go back to the middle? They go to the outside. Arredondo swings. Tipped. Doug Godino. Free ball coming for the Spartans. Deep corner, great shot by Godino. What a smart player. But Arredondo says, you can be smart, I'm going to be strong, I'm putting it down. The Spartans have match point.
Spartans doing a good job, like you mentioned before, with that deep ball, free ball to the back corner. It did disrupt their flow, but they were able to recover from it, keep their composure, and get the point.
Carly McCoy serving for the match. The set's going to go to the outside. Arredondo tries to put it away, dug by Godino. Free ball coming for the Spartans. Martinez will go to Arredondo again, and she will put it just wide.
Tough call there. We couldn't see it on the other side of the court, but man, that was a close one. Looks like we're going to get a timeout from Chula Vista.
Edge of your seat action. Alyssa Factuara wants a timeout. She's seen some crazy things happen. She saw her team come back from trailing 24-20 and win that game, so she doesn't want to let Sweetwater, get anything back into this match.
Yeah, she knows what they're capable of. They've come back from 7 down. They could probably come back from 8 down, and when you're 1 point away like this, you want to make sure that you've got a plan. You're not just swinging for the fences, but just be smart about it. Get that ball over the net, bump, set, spike, fundamentals, nothing special. Just keep doing what you're doing all game.
And the Spartans had both of their timeouts left. Might as well use one of them.
Right.
Try to slow the momentum down, and this game's so impacted by momentum. It will be Wakita Brown at the service line for the Red Devils. And she's been lights out at the service line for Sweetwater. If you want to have anybody back there, she's the one.
Right.
Match point for Chula Vista. Sweetwater will serve. It's Brown at the line, trailing by 8. Set to the back row. Free ball coming for Sweetwater. Into the middle for Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts it down. Don't count Sweetwater out.
She's been doing so well all game at the front of that net there. Rodriguez doing a good job of making a statement, putting the point in. And like we said, never say never, Brian.
Brown serving, still match point for Chula Vista. A set goes outside, big swing, kept alive Godino. Free ball over. The Spartans will go to Arredondo to try to put the match away. Instead, it's dug by Godino again. And she swings from the back row. Doug McCoy. Martinez puts it up toward the middle. Down ball coming, and it's put it away. Edna Godino. Chula Vista thought it was going to be an easy down ball. Instead, she fired it in there for a point. 24-18. Sweetwater still alive, and Chula Vista uses their final timeout. Don't count this Red Devil team out.
And Godino doing a good job. We saw her there put a couple deep free balls into the far side of the court, but then coming in strong for that final point. The long, far spike, just couldn't put it anywhere else. I mean, great shot, undefensible.
Well, the Sweetwater Red Devils continue to stave off match point. Doing a great job defending their home floor here with the never say die attitude. And Wakita Brown will continue to serve. She's the person you want at the service line if you're Sweetwater. Trailing by 6, Chula Vista has match point. The set goes outside. 50-50 ball at the net. Nicely done, Alexis Arredondo. Point Chula Vista. And the Spartans take the match 3-1. They take game 4, 25-18. And Chula Vista wins it on the road at Sweetwater, avenging a loss 3-0 a couple of weeks ago. Nice job by the Chula Vista Spartans coming to play here in this game.
Yeah, both teams, you know, we mentioned it, game of momentum, a match of momentum, back and forth action, some huge rallies that really held that momentum and kept it running along to the next few points, and just an exciting game to watch by these two teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to PlayOnSports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Chula Vista Spartans have defeated the Sweetwater Red Devils 3-1 on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. I'm standing here with our player of the game, Jasmine Martinez of the Chula Vista Spartans, who just defeated the Sweetwater Red Devils 3-1. And Jasmine, first of all, what does it feel like to come back and win this game 3-1 on Sweetwater's home floor?
Feels great. They beat us at our home, and we decided to get them back, and we beat them straight on. No matter what, we tried our best, and we did.
Well, you guys looked pretty dominant in Game 1, and then in Game 2 you had a 7-point lead, let that slip away, and Sweetwater was able to take Game 2. What was the mindset like going into Game 3 after dropping that second game?
We weren't going to let it slide. We weren't going to let anything pass us. No matter what, keep our heads up. We're going to be positive. We were going to communicate as much as we can. That's what our mindsets were pretty much.
Well, then you go into Game 3. The game's tied a game apiece, and in Game 3 you're trailing 24-20. And you're back at the service line, the senior setter, senior year at Sweetwater, trying to avenge an earlier season loss. What was going through your mind when you rattled off 6 straight points to win Game 3?
I was focused. I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to let this happen to me. And my team, we're going to win this no matter what. I was pumped with adrenaline and anger, pretty much.
Well, there was a huge rally at one point at 24-22 that you guys ended up winning. You were flying around on the floor to keep the ball alive. After you won that rally, did you have a sense that you guys were going to be able to make the comeback and win Game 3?
Pretty much. I mean, no matter what, we try our best, and that's what we did, and we did. We succeeded pretty much.
Well, as a setter, it's got to be nice to have as many weapons as you do out there on the floor. You have 2 exceptional middle blockers that both had great matches today, and then with Arredondo out on the outside, it seems like you've got a lot of options when you're out there trying to set.
For sure. Carly McCord, Alexis Arredondo, Aaliyah Ortiz, they're the hitters we focus on. Anessa Wolfback, she's the one that we focus on too. I mean, I set everyone no matter what.
Mm-hmm. So it was a total team effort to try to get this one done. Well, congratulations once again to Jasmine Martinez of the Chula Vista Spartans, a 3-1 winner over Sweetwater on PlayOnSports.com. Folks, don't go anywhere. The postgame show will continue in just a moment.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, live from Sweetwater High School, where the Chula Vista Spartans have just defeated the Sweetwater Red Devils 3-1 in a back-and-forth battle where it looked like Sweetwater was going to go up 2-1, but then Chula Vista came back 6 straight points to win the third game, and then they just dominated there in Game 4. A pretty great performance all around by Chula Vista.
I mean, both teams, both sides, all the players that were out there. It was such a great game to watch, and we talked about it so many times. It was a game of momentum. If that third game goes the other way, we might have had a little different situation, a little different outcome. But 1 point at a time, coming back from 6 behind. Martinez, our player of the game, doing such a great job of setting that ball to Wolfblack, McCoy, and Arredondo. I mean, just so tough to stop those 3.
Yeah, tons of weapons on the offensive side for Chula Vista, but they got it done by not making mistakes, keeping their serves in, and really that seemed to be the story for either side. When Sweetwater was doing what they were doing, Godino at the service line putting up a ton of points. When they limited their unforced errors, they seemed to kind of take control of the match. Chula Vista would do the same thing, and it looked like the Spartans just did a little better job overall of getting that done tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, sometimes it's the team that makes the least mistakes that comes away the victor, and I think that was exactly what happened tonight. And then on the other side of the court, the team that takes advantage of those mistakes on the other side, it's tough to come back from those unforced errors.
Well, for Chula Vista, they've been kind of on a roll here, and Sweetwater had been struggling in their last few matches. It's got to be a crushing loss to lose at home to a team that you beat 3-0 earlier in the season. They're dealing with an injury on the Sweetwater side, but how do you move forward if you're Sweetwater, knowing that you were so close to going up 2-1 and you let this one slip away?
I think you got to focus on what you did well. I mean, they did so many things well. It's not like Chula Vista was a team that they should have rolled over or anything. I mean, I think that 3-0 victory the last time they played maybe was a little bit of maybe Chula Vista was not doing so well. But this Chula Vista team is tough. I mean, they're a very good team, and to lose to a team like that, the way you did tonight, coming out with a fight, it was a close game. The whole match was close. And I think there's a lot of positive to take away. And going forward, they can beat a lot of different teams in this metro section.
And Chula Vista, they've got to be just booming with confidence right now. They've won 3 out of 4, and they avenged their worst loss of the season, 3-0 against Sweetwater at home. So they've got to be flying high right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're heading back home for their next game, and they're going to be a tough team to stop late in this season.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up from Sweetwater High School. Once again, the Chula Vista Spartans have defeated the Sweetwater Red Devils 3-1 on PlayOnSports.com. We invite you to stick around on PlayOnSports.com. Catch all of our coverage on our broadcast schedule page. We've got a full slate of games tomorrow evening, football as well as Saturday. For our producer, Finn Prendergast, our videographer, Dan Stewart, and my partner, John Henry Winter-Nolte, I'm Brian Vilvin saying so long from Sweetwater High School, and we hope you'll join us next time on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.